And speaking of technology, since we are on that topic, I think we've seen a lot of traction in the adoption of conversational AI as a leading technology, especially use cases of that in the customer experience industries. So maybe Arvindan, you can tell me something about how you see conversational AI impacting the customer service industries, and what are some of the leading trends that you probably see in the adoption of the technology, say maybe in the next 5 years or so.
Yeah, sure. So conversational AI is here to stay. There has been a great shift on the adoption side of things. We all have been talking about it, right? So when it started, what it was prior to the pandemic and what it is today, there's a big shift on the adoption side of things. Whether it is, we have deployed it for a lot of customers now, including those on the customer service, wherever it is like the driver onboarding, the driver partner which you talked about, or what we are trying to do with Rapido today on their partner onboarding piece of it, or whether it is on the insurance side of it. Insurance, again, we are into renewals, we are into outbound sales, we are into the tele-verification piece of it. All these which used to be only on the agent communication side of it has become a bot communication today. The point is not like there is no need for a human intelligence as such. Human intelligence is absolutely required. Any conversational AI for that matter will not be able to do it 100%. If we are looking at automation doing 100% of self-service, no, that's not what the automation is here for. The automation is here to take mundane activities or those which is in between an IVR and an agent. It stands anywhere between your typical DTM of IVR and your agent communication. That's where automation is here to stay. From an adoption point of view, as I told earlier, it has been a big shift, really big shift. People are ready to be okay to be self-served. They don't want to speak mandatorily to an agent. Rather, they're okay if as long as they are getting serviced on that side of things, right? That's one piece of it. So when it comes to conversational AI, the perception is always that, hey, this is a voice bot solution, whatever it is. It's a bot. The common terminology on AI is AI. And then there is a bot around it. When it comes to bot, again, there is a chat bot, there is a voice bot. Again, it stops there, right? In my mind, conversational AI or automation solutions, which Uniphore provides as well, is more on just about voice bot as well. It also go into the analytical side of it. What is that which we are doing with the data which we have today is also more important. Are we analyzing the conversations which is being happening between the customer and the agent is second thing which we have to do. How much of productivity increase which we are trying to bring for the agents is also one thing which we have to look at. The agents are, people are in hybrid model, we talked about it. With people doing work from home as well, how much of ease which we can bring on to the agent side of things as well. If automation can help agents be more productive and get out of the task which a tool can do, I think that is what probably which every organization which we need to look into. No second thoughts about how automation has to be used, as long as people are not using it for the sake of using it. It's not a check mark against automation which people have to look into. Rather, it should be a solution which should fit the business use case which we have, and ideally choose a solution which will be better off for the business rather than putting a check mark against automation. That's about it.
Can I just add to?
Yes, absolutely.
So I think great points. So a couple of things. For example, like on auto authentication, right? So if you have a voice sample of someone, right? If it's an outbound or an inbound, for lack of a better word, a voice bot which is making that, and you have that sample available, it can actually go ahead and auto authenticate. You do not need to go into the details of again authenticating yourself, and which is something which is common. Also, the analytics which you spoke about, I think that's a great point, because using different things like NLP or some of those pieces, right? Going ahead and analyzing even a lot of now in conversational AI, a lot of the tone, tenor of a person who's on the other side, that also gets analyzed, and it can also throw up that is it potentially a customer who's not satisfied about something?
Awesome.
Does something need to be done about it proactively? And also it can also lead to something like a predictive modeling where you go ahead and say that, you know what, out of these so many clients who've called in, where is it that you see a potential risk? Do you want to go ahead and proactively do something about it? I think that's the other thing which is taking shape in a very, very big way now.
It does. The NLP models itself have changed drastically from what it was a decade ago and what it is today. We are there in existence for almost 15 years now, but the shift on the NLP side of things have come very recently, I would say. It is typically a natural language processing. It was not NLP so-called before, but it is today.
Yes.
With all regional languages as well possible
Yes.
into that. And Uniphore being into this, we have our own ASR engines, automatic speech recognition engines. We have made sure that we are keeping the TTS, the text to speech, as a best of breed, which is like customer can choose a Microsoft or an AWS piece of it, anything what they want, or a Google on the TTS side of it. What you have seen best is the Microsoft being closer to the human voice side of things. That's one. And hyper-personalization has always been a talk of town. No? I mean, that's becoming mandate, that's becoming evident with the voice bot solutions. Voice bot becoming available. The availability of the contact center as well. All the business cannot make a contact center being available 24/7. So when there is a necessity for a customer to reach out of the contact center timings, it is always a bot who picks up, who is closer to, if not, it is not solving the entirety of the problem. There's always a callback request which can be made, or if it is a transfer to the lean agent who is available already there, can be done by the voice bot as such. I mean, a contextual transfer which can be done. That's one piece. And the third one, again, is on to how well the data is being consumed today. You talked about the sentiment and the tonal piece of it. That makes me talk one more point. We made a recent acquisition a week back, a company called Behavioral Analytics, and a company which is into behavioral analytics, which is called Hexagon. And what they primarily do is into the sentiment, emotion, and tonal analytics side of it. That gets embedded onto it. Of course, sarcasms are sarcasms. No human is also not, many of them understand sarcasms. But on the emotion and sentiment, the tonal analysis, I think we should concentrate more on that with automation solutions which is available in the market.
You bring in a very important point in the conversation, which is all about not just the customer's experience, but even the agent in the customer service department, his or her own experience. And that, I think, is a very important one to look at. As CX leaders, we think a lot about the customer, which is obviously very important, but sometimes I feel, and the industry is still evolving in that particular area, is to look internally and also see whether you are able to deliver the same kind of experience to your own contact center agent maybe. And that's an area where I think conversational AI can also participate and do a lot in terms of improving how your own agents